If people take away from this case some lessons about the police and about crime labs that really ought to be reckoned with, then maybe some good will come out of this. If we learn something more about race and the criminal justice system and the way we perceive things as a country, and something good comes of this discussion, then maybe there'll be some positives. In terms of the way this case was covered by the media and respect for the dignity of the courts and the process, I think we've got some serious trouble.
About being anti-police. You saw the police you could believe, and you now know the ones you can't believe. And anybody who believes that all police are perfect, that they don't lie, that they don't have the same biases and racism that the rest of society has, is living in a dream world. So this is not for the faint of heart. This is not for the timid. As I said, this is for the courageous who understand what the Constitution is all about. Officers came out to Bundy and Rockingham, maybe more than 30. You think that of those number of officers, that maybe one of them, maybe one of the patrol officers could have went to give the notice? It took all 4 detectives, all 4 LAPD experienced detectives to leave the bodies. They had notified the coroners. They didn't have a criminalist to go over to notify O.J. Simpson. Who's fooling who here? This is preposterous. They're lying. Trying to get over that wall, to get in that house. You don't believe so? You're talking about saving lives? Before this trial started, if you grow up in this country, you know there are affirmatives out there. You learn early on in your life that you're not going to be naive, that you love your country, but you know it's not perfect. So you understand that. So it's no surprise to me, but I don't take any pride in it. But for some of you, you're finding out the other side of life. You're finding out. That's why this case is so instructive. You're finding out about the other side of life. But things aren't always as they seem. It's not just rhetoric. It's the actions of people. It's the lack of courage. It's the lack of integrity at high places. That's what we're talking about here. Credibility doesn't attach to a title or position. It attaches to the person. So the person who may have a job where he makes $2 an hour can have more integrity than the highest person. It's something from within. It's in your heart. It's what the Lord has put there. That's what we're talking about in this case. And so why don't they speak out? Why do they take him to their breast? Compare how our prosecutors treat Furman as opposed to Cato Kalin. Look at how they treated Mark Partridge as opposed to Cato Kalin. Look at how they embraced him. And now they want to distance themselves. These same people say, oh, he's not important. But the Rocard photograph puts the lie to that. He is very important. And what becomes so important when we talk about these 2 twin demons of evil? But America's worst nightmare. Why would they all turn their heads and try to cover for him? Why would you do that if you're sworn to uphold the law? There is something about corruption. There's something about a rotten apple that will ultimately infect the entire barrel. Because if the others don't have the courage that we'd ask you to have in this case, people sit silently by. We live in a society where many people are apathetic. They don't want to get involved. And that's why all of us, to a person in this courtroom, have thanked you from the bottom of our hearts. Because you know what? You haven't been apathetic. You're the ones who made a commitment toward justice. And it's a painful commitment. But you got to see it through. Your commitment, your courage, is much greater than these police officers. This man been off the force long ago if they'd done their job, but they didn't do their job. People looked the other way. People didn't have the courage. One of the things that's made this country so great is people's willingness to stand up and say, that's wrong. I'm not going to be part of it. I'm not going to be part of the cover-up. That's what I'm asking you to do. Stop this cover-up. Stop this cover-up. If you don't stop it, then who? You think the police department's going to stop it? You think the DA's office is going to stop it? Do you think we can stop it by ourselves? It has to be stopped by you. His lack of credibility, his lying, racist views, then Ron Phillips, his supervisor, who apparently chose to look the other way, and I'm sure he's as embarrassed as anybody else by this disgrace, Furman. So it's important at the outset that we understand the role of Phillips, as we need to understand the role of Van Anner. He was the one allegedly given this order by Bushy to go over and give the death notification. Didn't comply with it until much later that time. And you know, you can't fault people for being naive. But once they know, if they continue to be naive, then you can fault them. That's what it is, and that's why this case is important. Don't ever say again in this county or in this country that you don't know things like this exist. Don't pretend to be naive anymore. Don't turn your heads. Stand up. Show some integrity.
We picked the 1994 case of O.J. Simpson to start this show tonight because it shows just what we are about to talk about. This is not for the faint of heart. It's time to pull up your big boys or big girls' pants. The point we're talking about hate. A community that don't trust their police department, a court system that has no control or standards, the state of policing in disarray, and crime and policing running rapid. Tonight we're going to talk about high-profile police cases, the state of policing in America. We're going to look back at the U.S. scent degree that was placed on police departments across the United States, the people who were responsible for this court action, why they did it, and what were some of the things happening to them that made them do it. So stay tuned with us and get ready to let your opinion show here on Stop the Madness. Keep it 100.